There's certain words like Muskoka chair. I was like, what the is a Muskoka chair? And it turns out we call it an Adirondack chair south of the border.
You are a part of Amazon Canada's new series called The Lake. I mean, Canadian series in cottage country Canada. What made you take this role?
You know, I've always wanted to do a comedy, like a straight comedy, and people never really think of me that way. But when I read it, I just laughed out loud.
Must be weird not having the old place, huh? Never thought you'd let it go.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really up to me, Wayne.
Do you know who owns it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dropped by earlier today.
I go home at night and I just want to turn the noise off and laugh and have a good time. And this is a very genuine, sincere show without being too saccharine, but also has this kind of outrageous, raunchy humor too.
Question pour Victor.
What do you and Mazers do when you hit a hump slump?
I also love the character that I get to play because so much of when I'm exploring a character, especially in drama, there's always these conversations about being likable. Like, how do we get the audience to like the character, or what do you like about the character? And this time, I got to fully embrace Maisie May as the antagonist, who all the sort of despicable aspects of a human being that we try to socialize out, we try to get rid of them by the time we're a mature adult, or if not, you kind of hide them. I get to fully dive into.
My birthright was stolen from me by my wicked stepsister.
So she's passive aggressive, competitive, hell-bent on winning this cottage out from under the hands of her stepbrother, and childish, the childish temper tantrums that she has. I get to be my 4-year-old self again. It was so fun in kind of a horrible way.
I challenge you to trial by tilt. That's not a thing.
Oh, come on, let's see where this goes. This could be good, come on.
Do you find because you don't do comedies often that this role was challenging in some ways?
No, to be honest, I don't mean it wasn't challenging. I just mean that I've been waiting for so long to be able to go to work and I would just have fun trying to make myself laugh. It sounds weird to say that it was easy, but it's just I'm usually the one on set cracking jokes, even though we're in scenes where you're supposed to be crying and screaming at each other. So to be able to actually do that and it works for the show was so refreshing to me.
I've heard that when you are acting, you tend to take on your character too, so it's probably a little bit easier for you to take on a lighter role, I'm assuming.
I started to notice that I started to talk. There's sort of a white girl passive aggressiveness there's a thing in your voice that you start to do and you pinch your lips, and I kind of took that home with me sometimes, and I had to slap it right out because it's gross.
Yes, I locked you in the trunk of my car. Yes, I told your dad you had syphilis. But I was in Australia. How did you know? At 15. You really are the worst.
How was it like being in cottage country Canada for 3 months? And I'm sure it was so different from New York too.
So different, but beautiful. I was oh my goodness, we go to work and then we come home and it feels like we're on summer vacation, staying on a lake. I remember, it was, COVID had been spiking, so it was very stressful trying to get COVID tested and then get across the border and quarantines and all this. And finally, when I arrived and woke up in the morning and saw water outside my window, I was like, oh, this is so amazing. The thing that we make fun of about cottage country in the show that I wasn't familiar with is just how insular it is. The lake, growing up in the city, whenever we would go on vacation, it was usually to the ocean, where the other side of it is another country. But if you're on a lake, you swim to the other side of the lake, you're still on the lake. So everybody knows everything about each other. They can get super competitive about charades and games nights and tournaments, and their lake is the center of the universe. It's that I didn't know about.
Tell me about the Canadian, I'm so curious about all these Canadian cliches that you might have found or that we're gonna hear from the show.
Yeah, there's certain words Muskoka chair. I was like, what the is a Muskoka chair? And it turns out we call it an Adirondack chair south of the border. Bunkie, I wasn't familiar with what a bunkie is. At a certain point, I stopped asking, what does bunkie mean? I just kind of pretended that I knew what everyone was talking about.
Yeah. I actually don't know what a bunkie is. I don't know.
Oh, well, let me tell you. It's like a guest house, but it has no running water. It's usually smaller and it has no running water or plumbing. So it's like a box that you, it's like a fancy real estate term for like a shed that people can sleep in.
Did you drink a lot of Tim Hortons while you were up north? Was that something that you had on set a lot?
Oh my goodness. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, although I'll say it, I was drinking instant decaf Tim Hortons. And I'll tell you why. Because I was 4, 5, and 6 months pregnant while we were shooting, so I could only drink decaf. And for whatever reason, the only thing I could get from the grocery store that was decaf was instant Tim Hortons. And I got used to the spooning a little shovelful into my hot water. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
But I probably shouldn't repeat that.
No, probably. Probably not. Okay, great. And as you mentioned, you were pregnant, so I just want to say congratulations on the baby. I know you're a mother of 2 now. How's motherhood been for you?
Motherhood is amazing. It's the best thing ever for me. My family came to North Bay, but they weren't really allowed to go on set because of COVID restrictions. So actually they came, funny enough, to get COVID tested, but they weren't allowed on set. Yeah, and we had a great time canoeing and so many things for kids to do out there. It was great.
Perfect. And one last question, what can we expect, or can we expect any products from you in the near or far future?
I have a movie coming out, I think in the fall, that's a sequel to the Orphan movie. I don't know if you remember the movie Orphan, or I should say it's a prequel. I play the mother of Esther, the troubled little girl, or not little girl, as you find out in the movie.
Okay, well, Julia, it was amazing meeting you. Thank you so much for this interview, and congratulations on the show.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more great content.